What is the psychology of a good video ad? We ran YouTube ads for hundreds of businesses over the last 10 years, and we've cracked the code behind what makes people click. And really, it comes down to 5 things. In this video, I want to break down the 5 things that you should have in your video ad that will inspire and motivate people to actually click on the link. The first one. So what makes people click? The first thing that you have to have is you need to be relevant. Your video ad needs to be relevant to that viewer that is watching it. In fact, that's one of the things I think is so powerful about YouTube itself is it's built on top of a search engine. And the nice thing about being built on a top of a search engine is people tell you exactly what they're looking for. So it's really easy to be relevant based off what people are searching for. So that's what I think makes YouTube such a highly powerful platform is people tell you what they're looking for and you can really match the message up with the audience. So in your video, make sure that you're relevant to your audience and the person that you're trying to reach. The second thing is you need to be entertaining, right? Or at least not be boring, right? Because people go to YouTube they want to learn something or they want to be entertained. They're like looking to pass time. And if you can do both, if you can create value and do it in an entertaining way, man, you've got a powerful combination. So make sure in your message that you can stay entertaining, that you can keep somebody's attention, and you will be rewarded for that. All right, the third thing that you need is you need to create curiosity. In fact, if you think about it, if you actually track your behavior, why do you click on certain links versus why not? Well, typically, again, they're relevant or like there's some type of curiosity. There is a reason why you want to click on that or you want to figure something out. Curiosity is a powerful emotion and you definitely want to tap into that in your creative, especially when you have different lead magnets. Plant those questions in your video to get people to watch those videos. Plant those questions to get people to consume more of your content. Create that curiosity and you'll be rewarded with those clicks. All right, the fourth thing that any great ad has is a story, right? In fact, we know that people make decisions based off emotions and then later they rationalize and justify those actions based off the facts. And so your story is actually more powerful than facts are when it comes to behavior change or really for change when it comes to clicking on a link. Story is going to be a more powerful way for you to get a click than just presenting mere facts alone. So really play on the story, play on this emotion because it's going to make a more empowering, a more powerful video ad than normal. In your ad, when it comes down to should I have more of a story or should I tell more facts? Guess what? Story is more powerful when it comes to changing behavior, when it comes to impacting people. So make sure you have a good story in your ads. And the last thing that is important, and actually this is the most powerful emotion that you have. In fact, before I reveal this last one, I just want to tell a quick story. I've had the opportunity to go to a place called the Wizard of Ads Academy. It's in Austin, Texas. And it's put on by this guy right here. His name is Roy H. Williams. And he's been in advertising for 30 plus years. He's written ads for hundreds of different companies, including Rolex and like why people buy a Rolex. In fact, by the way, did you know like why do people buy Rolex? It's not so they can tell time. It's because they've achieved something in life and they want to have the status that says I've accomplished something. Anyway, a lot of those ads have been created by this guy right here, and I had the opportunity to ask him a question. I said, in our ads, is it better to lead people away from pain and guide them towards pleasure? Or how do we reframe that? Should we move people away from pain or move them towards pleasure? Like which has a more powerful impact as far as our ads go? And his answer really has impacted me for the better. And he said this: if you desire your audience to embrace the possibility of pain and loss, you must reframe the choice as fear versus hope. So it's not about pain versus pleasure. You reframe it as fear versus hope. Why do you do that? Reframing a message from pain and pleasure to fear versus hope means you'll need a better ending. It involves shifting the focus from an immediate, tangible experience to a broader, more emotional, and a more motivational outcome. Basically, by going from pain versus pleasure to fear versus hope, you're giving people a deeper, more meaningful reason why to make that change. Here's a couple examples of what that looks like. In personal finance, pain versus pleasure. Saving money requires sacrificing short-term desires, but the pleasure of financial security and freedom is invaluable, right? Versus fear versus hope. Fear of financial instability and insecurity is an insignificant concern, yet it's the hope for a prosperous and worry-free future that encourages us to save and invest wisely. I mean, that hope for a more freedom approach, that hope has a more emotional tug than a pleasure or a pain play, right? So here's another one in the health and fitness industry. Exercising, this is pain versus pleasure. Exercising regularly can be tough and requires discipline, but the pleasure of looking good and feeling healthy is worth it. Now, what feels more motivating, that pain versus pleasure or this one, fear versus hope? The fear of illness and declining health can be a powerful motivator, but it's the hope for a vibrant, energetic future that truly drives us to embrace the fitness. That truly drives us to embrace fitness. Again, by having a fear versus hope mindset rather than a pain versus pleasure, it just gives a deeper, more meaningful reason why to act now. In fact, in each of these examples, the message is reframed to move beyond immediate sensations, and it focuses instead on a deeper emotional drive, and it can lead to long-term growth. So all of this goes back to, what's that fifth and final word? What's that most powerful emotion? Well, guess what? It's not fear, it's hope. Like, your ad needs to contain hope. People need to feel hope. They need to feel that their tomorrow will be better than today. And guess what? Does fear work? Yes, it does. You could use fear, but guess what? If you use fear, it only works one time. It will make an immediate change on somebody who's really sensitive, and you can get them to transact one time, but you can't build a meaningful relationship on fear. If you are in the service space and you want multiple transactions with multiple people, you can't base that ad on fear. It has to be through hope, that through your message and your product and your service, somebody's tomorrow is gonna look better than today. That's called hope. And so give them, in your creative, in your videos, make sure that somebody can feel hope that their life will be better off because of you. And honestly, I feel like that applies more than just ads. I feel like that means showing up this way as a parent, as a person. Make people more hopeful when they're around you rather than more fearful. And not only will you see your ads perform better, but I think you'll see your life perform better as well. So hopefully this video was helpful, that it landed, that it not only helps you get more clicks, but it also helps you grow your business as well. In the next video, I do want to show you a YouTube ad that has made $1 million, and you can see how it's incorporated these 5 elements into that video. So check that video out, and I'll see you on the other side.